How you doing, cats and kittens? Madman's here. All right, tonight I'm going to cover a topic. This was actually brought up to me earlier today. I just thought it was actually a really cool topic. Kind of interesting, too. So here it goes. This one's a little bit more directed for the kittens, but you cats listen up as well. All right, the difference between greaser chicks and pinup girls. There is a big difference between a pinup girl and a greaser chick. Now, I know they look very similar, but I'm going to point out a couple of key differences. The first being most pinup girls are models, okay? That's their career. And a lot of them have a kind of a leaning towards the retro look. Now, granted, there are some pinup girls that are legitimate greaser chicks. They drive hot rods, they dig all that kind of stuff, they go to all the shows, and they walk around like that day to day, just like all of us do, us greasers. Greaser chicks are not glam girls. They're not doing it for a career, to be in a magazine, to make money or to sell product. A lot of models are used to push products, because they're models for hire. Whoever wants to pay them to do an ad of this, that, and the other, they're going to be there and show up to do it. A greaser chick is a girl who is a rockabilly, rock and roll, retro chick that usually either hangs out with greasers or they're like the girlfriend of a greaser or they kind of have their own clique going on. For instance, in my day, greaser chicks didn't really glam out. It wasn't, these beautiful looking retro hairstyles with all the makeup done, to the fucking, to the moon and back. It wasn't like that. They weren't wearing all these fancy, pretty dresses and lingerie. That's what you saw in the magazines. That's what you saw in the documentaries where they had the pinup contest at the various shows. We didn't see that. That's not what the girls looked like, okay? The girls that we grew up with wore like the pedal pusher style jeans, and they, down to the knee, and they would cuff them, and they would wear chucks, and they would wear, flats and stuff like that. Sometimes, every once in a while you might see them wear high heels or something, or some kind of female version of the creepers, because creepers were very big for us, which is a UK thing. The creepers made by like TUK, and then they have the real thick soled ones and stuff. Anyway, they wore retro style tops, mostly wore dicky jackets. Some of them had leather jackets. And then when it came to the hair, it wasn't all this like really cool curly this that other model looking hair. They wore their version of pompadours, where they would pomp it up, where they'd kind of have like an upswing and then it would hang. They had the Betty Bangs. You'd see that too. That was kind of common. But the greaser chicks versus the pinup girls, greaser chicks look tough. They have an edgy look to them. They'd have tattoos. They wear leather jackets. They a lot of them have their own little clubs. Like the guys have their club, and then there's like the female version of the club, and they have a club jacket, for the girls. That's very, very common. At least it was. I know it's done differently throughout the country and the world, but that's how it used to be done. And the thing is, the girls would hang out with the guys. They were greaser chicks. They hung out with the guys. They were into the same kind of music. They liked motorcycles. They liked hot rods. They liked old movies, old television shows, vintage era stuff. But they just had a little bit of a twist of girliness to it, feminine. So, they didn't straight up, wear boots and jeans and leather jackets and put grease in their hair. They didn't really do that. But some did do a little bit of grease to kind of get that, that female feminine pompadour going on, and they would pull it back into the ponytail or do the Betty Bangs. That was the thing. But they weren't these glamorous girls, and the actual greaser chicks look like that every day. They walk around like that. They go to shows. They party up. It's a way of life. It's not dress up for them. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there because I thought it was really interesting topic, and I, definitely wanted to kind of give you an idea of what a greaser chick is versus a pinup girl, because we see them in the magazines, we see them all over social media, especially since you got Viva Las Vegas coming up, next weekend or whatever. You're going to see all these pictures and all these pinup girls think, oh, wow, those are greaser chicks. Those are not greaser chicks. Some of them are in real life, but they're models. So just wanted to throw that out there for all you cats and kids, especially the kittens. So if you don't know, get a clue, get a brew, get a rock and roll tattoo. Hang loose, be safe. The madman is out. Cut.